Good afternoon, students. In today's session, we are going to discuss in detail case study, an important method of social research. Case study method is an important method in social science research. This method is extensively used in sociology, education, political science, public administration, management, and even psychology. The staunch advocates of this method were Frederick Lee Play, a French social reformer, and Dr. William Haley. So, case study is a deep, intensive study of particular social unit. It is recognized as a versatile device for research in providing an insightful explanation about a phenomena that other methods will find difficult to match. It is often talked about that the potential of case study has been overshadowed by lack of validity, reliability, and generalizability. This method is also considered as a diagnostic study, oriented towards finding what is happening and why it is happening, and what can be done or to provide some solution. It enables to determine social process, revealing the complexity of factors and indicate their sequence along with their interrelationships. Let's define it. Charles H. Cooley says that case study deepens perception and gives a clear insight into life. Pauline Young opines that it is a method of exploring, analyzing the life of a social unit, be it a person, a family, an institution, some cultural group, or even an entire community. So, case study is a way of organizing social data so as to preserve the unitary character of social object being studied. According to E.L. Whitney, case study is a complete analysis and report of the status of an individual subject with respect as a rule to specific phases of his total personality. Another social scientist compares the case study as equivalent of the spotlight or the microscope that takes as its subject one or more selected examples of a social entity such as organizations, work team, events, and role of relationships. Each case is studied using a variety of data collection techniques such as analysis of administrative records and documents, in-depth interviews, and structured interviews. So, these points suggest that the case study attempts to explain holistically the dynamics of certain historical periods of a particular social unit. Case studies are also useful in formulation of policies, procedures, including planning for the enterprises, service sectors, and organizations. Case study as a research strategy is considered as a vehicle in providing rich description of events from more than one perspective, which other research strategy such as survey or experiment cannot possibly provide. Now, characteristics of case study method. Case study is a deep, detailed, and intensive study of a social unit. It is a deep, detailed, and intensive study of a social unit. And this social unit can be anything like any person, community, or family, or institution. It can be, or even an entire community. So, deep, detailed, and intensive study of a social unit. It is a method of qualitative analysis. It is a comprehensive study. All the variables and traits are linked with one another. There are changes for wide variety of units to be selected. It preserves wholeness of the units. It is an approach which views any social unit as a whole. In case studies, complex factors are identified and studied. Now, the steps involved in case study method. Determining the present status. Collection of descriptive information which enables to determine the present status of unit selected for the study. Collecting background information. Gathering the information and examining the circumstances leading to the current status, and also to list the possible causes or problems in the present situation. Testing the suggested hypothesis. Collecting specific evidence about each of the hypotheses from the background information gathered. Since the behavior is varying, investigator is not able to come up with a single solution for the breakdown of the situation or to analyze the situation. Instituting remedial actions. Subsequent to the existing situation, some corrective or important program should follow to check what effect the change has brought about. So, these are the steps which are followed or which are involved in case study method, which we discussed briefly. Importance. Case study method is important in many ways, in multiple ways. Like it helps in formulating valid hypotheses. It is of immense value in forming questionnaires and schedules. It discovers deviant units. It is intensive in nature and it is very, very comprehensive. Uses. It helps to collect detailed information about the unit of study and gives clue to new ideas and further research. As a tool of analysis, it helps to ascertain a number and variety of traits, qualities, and habits confined to a particular instance. It helps to identify the peculiarities of a case for observation. It shows the way to deepen our perception and sharpen insights to understand biographies. It is often useful to advocate a new interpretation. Its advantages are it is a deep and diagnostic study. It is like that. It is acclaimed as a useful research technique. Many expert researchers in social science have assessed the importance of case study method because it helps to probe the entire lifespan of a social unit intensively and to analyze the complex factors that are influencing the social unit. Case data are vivid, absorbing, and tend to reproduce a person's social attitudes and values. Case study facilities to understand give everything about a social unit and the variety of habits, traits, and qualities combined in a social unit. Case study helps to secure a detailed information about the growth of the unit, group structure, individual life pattern. The relationship between individual and society in well brought out in the case study. They are indispensable for administrative purpose. It is also very easy to generalize cases with ease and helps prepare a plan of action for treatment and for future. It is followed for comparison, classification, and analysis for the formulation of hypotheses leading to further research. Some of its disadvantages are like it is insufficient in situations which are already structured where the important variables are identified. It often assumes that all the past experiences of the individual or past happenings in the situation have contributed to the final result. Sometimes it depends upon the recall of others as to what had happened, thereby giving room for fallibility of memory. There is possibility of getting disturbed due to incompleteness of data in certain circumstances. So these are some advantages and disadvantages of case study method. In our next session, we will discuss grounded theory, another important qualitative research method.